Alright guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another episode of Scrotitis Plays Minecraft Tekkit. Today we're going to be working on a couple things, but the main thing we're going to be doing is building an extractor because we are in desperate need of some rubber. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Alright guys, well this shop probably looks familiar. This is our macerator shop. I don't think we've shown the inside, or if we hadn't paid notice, but I finished the roof finally in here. We lined the whole the inner outside of the wall or ceiling with crafting benches. So anytime we need it, we just go ahead and click right up anywhere. Alright, but this is done in here. The reason we're in here is because we're going to build our extractor. So we're going to go ahead and get to that. What we need for an extractor is 4 wood taps. Or 4 tree taps. We got 1 good, so we only need to make 3 there. A machine block and a circuit. So I'm going to go ahead and get that stuff put together, and then we will put our extractor together. Alright guys, welcome back. We've got, where is it? There it is, our extractor. So, let's drop these. You know what, I guess I'll just end up taking it with us. Let's go get to work over here on our extractor. Now, we've got a current process in place where everything that is funneled into the center of the tree farm and then comes out over here. Well, I want to do a couple things with some filtering and some pipes and stuff and whatnot. Anyway, the moral of the story is we don't need this. So let's go ahead and get rid of our framework. And you know what? I think I'm going to get rid of the bottom of this as well. And we're going to make a little building underneath here. I know. I like the way it looked, but it's just not going to suit our needs since we actually need someplace to put our extractor. So I'm going to tear this stuff down, and then I'll meet back up with you guys. Alright guys, we're back. We cleared out our posts and we started filling them in here. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. Just kind of feel this one out as to the size of the building. I want to keep it underneath the tree farm so it all sort of still goes with what we built earlier, just a little bit more flow to it. Right there, not bad. I don't know how I feel about this. You know what? I think I'm going to take it out. I'm going to run piping down this way. And we're going to start our building on the left instead of the right, our flow. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We're also going to layer the bottom of this with half slabs so that leaking stops, because that's annoying. And we've got some ideas for some things. So, actually, I am going to cut away here and get a little bit of this monotonous work done, and then we will get right back to you. All right? Alright guys, well we got we got a framework started out here. There's still a little good bit more I want to do to it, but I want to get into the actual build of the extractor itself. So I think this should collect. You know what? I don't think it's going to. Let's go test that real quick. We may have to change this before we even get started. Whoa. Yeah, we'll just do this. Throw our trunk right in there and see what happens. Oh, okay, it works. Sweet. Alright, so that chest that we just threw in there was going to be where everything is directed to. Now, from there, I need to filter out the items that are not to be extracted. So anything that's not from a rubber tree. Since we have the ability to have regular trees and rubber trees up top, we need to be able to filter them out. So there's the trunk, or the chest there. Let's test it out real quick. We'll throw this tree tap into it just to make sure. Let's throw some dirt too. Why not? Why not? All right. So here we come back down. There's awesome. Okay, so it's going in there. Maybe we'll do some recessed lights. That would be cool. I'm gonna have to leave some spots for that. But all right, so and into the trunk it goes. Chest. Why do we keep calling them trunks? They're chest. Anyway, I think I've been doing that for a really long time now, actually. Anyway, back to what's important. What we're doing here. So I'm thinking about maybe doing a filter from the red power and having that suck out of the chest only rubber logs and sticky resin. And then that would leave behind any regular logs, saplings of all kinds, and yeah, I think that would work actually. Let's check out what's in a filter here, guys. Alright. I believe they're filters, and I believe they can suck straight out of cases. So what do we need? Gold, piston, gold, red doped wafer is a silicon wafer and redstone. Okay, a silicon wafer. Ooh, diamond handsaw. Alright, looks like we're going to be using some of our diamond reserves here to make a saw, and then a silicon booble, something like that. Alright guys, so we've got our filter, and we're going to see how exactly this works. Now I think we want to put it here. We want to put it there. Stop it. Or maybe this way. That looks right. And then we need our... Oh, we need this. And then we need to see what's in there. Oh, shoot. You know what we need to filter? We need to filter sticky resin and... What's the other? Sticky resin and... Oh, rubber tree saplings. No. No. Rubber wood. You know what? We might as well just throw this stuff in there just to see if it'll work or not, right? It's going to be living there anyway. Alright. That. One of those and one of those. Now, I think this is how they work. I am not anywhere near positive. I don't know what that is for either. Anybody knows what that little box is for, feel free to shout it out. I got no clue. Alright, so rubber wood and sticky resin. That's what we want to come through there. Let's just... I believe these things run with a redstone current. So let's give it just a test current. No? No? Alright. Well, this is interesting. Come on. Come here. There we are. Jeez. You know what? I think I might have to do a little bit of research on these. Alright guys, so we've got our filter in place and we just need to twist that around to the right direction for the output. And, let's get that around. And there we go. Alright. There. Alright. So what we need to do is set the outputs for the filter, meaning that we only want the sticky resin and the rubber tree logs to come out of it. So let's we got one of each for there, so we're going to set the slots, and you can see in the filter it has 9 slots, so you can essentially filter 9 things out. There's our rubber wood log. Let's pick that stuff up, and that should be ready to come out on every redstone pulse that we get. So what we need to do is supply it with the redstone pulse, and we've got a timer set up here, so let's just test it out. Looks like it's working here. That is taking out the sticky resin from the chest next to it. So let's turn the timer this way so that we can set up a proper input signal into the timer switch. What that will allow us to do then is to turn that on and off, which obviously we don't want this running continually, just spitting out nothing once the chest doesn't have any of the items that we want any longer in it. Plus, whenever we're not around, we don't want this thing just running continually. So what we're going to do is make a lever here with the stick and a bit of cobblestone. And let's see, we got too much stuff in here. We're just going to break this block here and put a little switchboard of sorts, kind of similar to what we did over in the other, in the macerator shop. So let's just, too much stuff in its inventory. Let's get a bit of wood and... let's put a little cap on top. There we go. Now for our lever, we're going to need... well, let's connect the wiring up and put the lever on front, and there we go. Indicator light on the side is going to show us when the timer is on. And as it's working, each pulse, it's spitting out a piece of log. So we're going to speed things up here just to get things moving. Now, we've got the timer set up, so we need our pneumatic tubing, which this is all part of the Red Power mod kit. So let's connect that first so that our tree droppings aren't falling everywhere, and get this pneumatic piping in place. Now, I want it all running across the roof so that we can easily walk underneath and leave room on either side then for our machinery. So that's going to be our platform for our first bit of machine work. that's going to be, yeah, I think that should work. It's going to come right across there, and it's going to fall into a chest. So our next bit we're going to need is a transposer. This is similar to a filter, but what it's used for is pulling items out of something, but it has a unique ability of not pulling out an item whenever there's not room for it. So it's made with a cobblestone, wood, a piston, and a bit of redstone. There's the configuration right there. Let's get this put together with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cobble. Our redstone, where's our piston, and we need 2 bits of wood. There's our transposer. This is what we're going to use to suck the item out of the chest. Now here's just a bit of the outside aesthetics. I didn't really show you guys what we did in fancying up, if you will, the outside, but I kind of like putting those fence posts down. It gives it a little added dimension. I like the way it looks. I think it turned out really well. So yeah, here we go. This is what we've got so far. We've got our tubing. We've got our clearance walkway underneath and a door on the back. This is actually going to be used for something else in a later episode I've got planned. So walking through what we've got going, we've got our piping which comes down into the chest. The filter then is triggered by the timer when switched on. That timer is going to trigger the filter to pull out either the rubber wood or the sticky resin, and then that will travel through the pneumatic tube over into a second chest. This chest is then going to have the items pulled out by the transposer that we just built. Now, skipping ahead here, the transposer is going to need a current, the same pulse that the other side is getting. So we ran wiring underneath to sort of get things out of the way. Now, this is actually going to be our inverter for our redstone engine, which we're going to be using to suck items out of the extractor. Okay? Coming back to actually placing the items now, the machines in order. I actually have things backwards here, and I need to switch them up. Problem is, whenever you place an item from Buildcraft and Industrial Craft, I believe it's both, you need a wrench. Now, as you'll see, I wasn't sure which wrench it was. I already made the wrong wrench. I'm holding that in my hand. This is actually the proper wrench. The one I have is the red power wrench, which can be used to the Buildcraft wrench, which you can use to turn engines and pipes their orientation. You actually need to make the bronze wrench to break the machines down once they've been placed and actually receive that machine back. If you use just a pickaxe, you're just going to get a machine block, whereas the wrench, you have a very high probability. And there's the extractor. We got it back, which is huge. Just a pain to try and rebuild all that stuff. So anyway, looking at this, I have to switch the layout. The piping has to be to the left and moving down to the right. The reason for that is the way that the items flow in and out of the extractor properly. So we moved the piping to start on the left, and we've placed our chest up high. And then we're going to have our transposer below that. And we're going to place it here. Since it's red power, we can use the screwdriver to turn its orientation whichever way we need. And then we're going to need to run that wiring actually up from the floor into the back of the transposer. So a couple cobblestone blocks will fit in nicely with that column that we actually already have built. Convenient that fits the layout. So there's our red alloy wiring. Underneath that, then we have our transposer feeding the extractor, the items into the top. So that works out nicely. Everything adjacent, we don't need any piping. So what we're going to do next is finish this up. And you've got chest, transposer, extractor. Unfortunately, we're not ready for our electric power yet. The power plant isn't finished. The water mill for the second half, so we had to steal our generator from the macerator room, and so we're going to feed that with some coal, power up that bad boy. Whenever we are ready, the generator will obviously be moved, and we're going to feed the piping in right through the window up above. But let's turn it on. Oop, that's a side effect that I don't like, so there goes the torch. Anyway, we're on, and we see the filters properly bringing out our sticky resin into the chest. Now the transposer is firing. There we go. So that is pumping items down into our powered extractor. There that is. And we should be seeing our rubber shifted over in just a second. Oh, this is pretty exciting if it all works. I have been in desperate need of rubber, so this is well deserved. And there we go. 3 bits of rubber, and we should see it coming out. There it is. Our wood's coming across down in the chest, but here's the part of the transposer. It's not being forced down into the extractor because it still has sticky resin in it. So the wood is just staying in the chest above. And there goes our rubber. It's a beautiful sight, guys. What do you think? I enjoyed this build. I hope you guys did. There's a overall view of it again. There's our filter, and this is our chest. You see the actual wood bits aren't going anywhere. And that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I learned a lot, again, as usual, as we fight our way through this Tekkit experience. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to give me a like or subscribe. We got lots of other cool stuff coming up. So until the next episode, guys, this is Scrotitis checking out. I will see you later.